Hello and welcome to the new episode of India IT 360's Leader Tech Tea. I am Divya Giri, your host and executive editor at India IT 360. Today we have the privilege of having a conversation with the top-notch CIO and CTO of JWIL Infra Ltd, which is Jindal Water Infra, Mr. Prasenjit Mukherjee. Sir, thank you so much for joining us today, and how are you?
I'm good, Divya. Thanks, and thanks for extending this opportunity to speak on this particular platform.
Yeah. So before we start with the discussion, my audience would like to know something about yourself and your professional journey. It would be great if you can share with us.
So, if I talk about myself, we have already mentioned that I'm the CIO and the CDO for JWIL Infrastructure Limited, which is Jindal Water Infrastructure Limited. It is a part of OP Jindal Group. I have a total experience of around 35 years in this industry, in different organizations, different multinational organizations in the IT leadership position. Have worked with many organizations which are famed and named in India. I have seen the transformation which has happened in the business hemisphere as well as in the IT landscape, where it was just a EDP, or electronic data processing department, to a department or digital transformation core department within an organization, which becomes the backbone or the nerve center for any kind of a business transformation. And so that nowadays, I think any organization who have to scale up, who have to have the maximum number of visibility in the market or a market wallet share, large amount of wallet share, they or sustainability, for example, in the business. Okay, business what I say. So they need to have a very, very strong IT and digital department, okay, working hand in glove or aligned to the business processes. So that's how I've seen the entire change of the transformation throughout in this 35 years of my journey in this industry.
So, what is meant by sustainability in the context of the IT industry, and how can organizations incorporate it?
Very, very pertinent question in this particular era. Okay. So when we talk about sustainability in IT, it is like two sides of the same coin. Okay. Now, IT being the part of all business solutions. On the other side, it is also a part of the environmental problem. Okay. Because for business, we do many things. Now, by doing all those solutions, bringing in all those solutions to the business challenges, we actually also contribute to the environmental problem. Okay. Now, IT drives digital transformation of business and operations, which further enables compliance with regulations within an organization. The rise of internet, what we have seen from 2G to 3G to 5G, 4G and 5G, and the accelerating power of compute, what we have seen across for so many years, and the possibility which is offered by the big data demands in the organization, has actually helped organizations to adapt to digital transformation initiatives in a very, very faster pace. Okay. However, this brings the initiatives of environmental sustainability also. Okay. Adapting strategies and technologies which has very less impact on the environment is now the key for any kind of a digital transformation, what we think of. Okay. To start any company, okay, should be bent upon to ensure that they need to scrutinize their IT operations and the work what they do to reduce environmental cost, which may be a carbon footprint or e-waste. Okay. And hence, rethinking IT systems to drive a greener operation across the whole organization is the key. Now, in the context of IT industry, sustainability refers to the practices and strategies that aim to reduce the environmental impact, promote social responsibility, and ensure economic viability over a long term. So they should look for improving the energy efficiency by evaluating consumption and enabling measures to reduce all those usage. Okay, it should include energy efficient hardware, or optimize cooling systems if they are actually using a data center of their captive data center of their own. Okay, they should also look into reduce e-waste. Okay, by going into a policy of reuse, recycle, all these things, and also designing and developing such kind of a software which maximizes energy consumption. Okay, it minimizes energy consumption and maximizes your efficiency of that particular software. Okay, it may be optimizing the code, reducing computational power which is required to run that particular code. Okay, and also build the foundation for a new operating model that brings IT and corporate strategy and puts sustainability innovation to the center, like implementing green IT policies, promoting sustainability within the organization. They should also bring the top stakeholders also into this. So all this area, by integrating all these practices, the IT within an organization can contribute to a more sustainable future while continuing to drive technology innovation, bring in the digital transformation. So I say that it is a two side. One side, definitely we need to uh, move ahead with our digital innovation and the technology drive, what we are meant to do. Okay, the other side, how can we reduce all those things which actually are the key for this technology drive? Okay, like bring in more energy efficiency, green IT, optimizing the code, bring in policies, recycle, reuse. So these are all the things what we understand.
Is your organization working towards a sustainable IT environment? And what are the initiatives your company is taking to reduce the environmental footprints?
Now, as said that our business,
Yeah.
uh, the core of our business is environmental sustainability and resource sustainability. Okay, now I'm just taking, because see, I say that IT should be aligned to the business. Okay, it cannot work separately. Now, our core business is environmental sustainability and resource sustainability. Now, you see how? Okay. Now, we work towards building infrastructure, water infrastructure, impacting human life. Water is now a precious resource. In fact, in long term, if we don't conserve water, there will be a time where humans themselves cannot sustain in this earth. Okay. Forget IT, forget everything. Yeah. This is the most precious resource, and we are actually not keeping a focus on these precious resource. Okay.
It's like we are not realizing it right now.
Yeah, we are taking for granted.
Exactly.
We are taking for granted. Okay. In fact, in cities, okay, if you see far off villages where ladies they walk for
miles and miles.
Okay, to get water in a pot from a small stream or a river back to their home. Okay, and these are all the reasons because of which the government initiatives of Jal Jeevan Mission, Har Ghar Jal, okay, all this, and we are working in all those projects. Okay, so what is now precious resource? What we said, and we also look towards reducing the losses of such precious resource. Fine, we do a project where we ensure that water reaches to the last mile, to the people's doorstep. But in that entire process also, there will be many places where there will be loss of these resources. It may be when we are doing a water treatment. How do you ensure that we reduce the losses in the as a part of waste? Or rather, if something is getting waste in that particular process, we again take that waste and flush it into the source, which may be a river. Okay. This is how sustainability comes in. If you talk about an urban kind of a situation, if you look into a place like Delhi, there are huge losses. There are old infrastructure, water infrastructure, where many places there might be a water burst, there may be a water leakage, there may be a pipe burst, there may be a theft by tapping this. So these are all losses which happens in that. And today, if you don't arrest these losses, future generation has to suffer for this. Okay, so when we talk about our business, yes, our business itself is looking towards a sustainability, reduction of losses for such precious resource. Hence, when it comes to IT and operations, we definitely have some core policies where we ensure that we contribute, maybe little, but very, very impactful towards IT sustainability also. Okay, a few things what we did, okay, are definitely all our workloads majorly okay, which is running our business are on cloud.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we have a big data center,
Hmm.
on-prem captive data center, the amount of energy what we'll be using specific to our need will be
Hmm.
very, very high. Why can't we move into a hyperscaler kind of environment where these hyperscalers, they are focused towards green IT, and we have a public, so where to run a particular server, the amount of energy which is needed will be seen. Okay. We also go for SaaS-based application where we have very less compute on premises. We do
Hmm.
have very small workload on premises, but
Hmm.
all major business-related compute, we either it's on hyperscaler or we use SaaS-based application. Okay,
Hmm.
the endpoints which our users are using, okay,
Hmm.
we ensure that they use it for a larger number of years, a more lengthier number of years, okay, and we try to reuse them, because I said that recycle, reuse should be one of the policy. We reuse them once they live the life for a critical function, okay, suppose for 5 years, 6 years, we try to reuse that particular endpoint for
Hmm.
some non-critical functions who doesn't require much of a high compute power or a 24 or a 99.99% uptime in the particular system. There might be people who are on the field, they just need for a few hours. We can actually use those like this. And second is, whatever workload we have on premises, as I said, a minimum workload, we use virtualization. Okay, so that there also we try to save some kind of a compute energy. Okay, a resource we try to save. Okay, and definitely when we actually retire our entire infrastructure, it may be an endpoint, it may be a server from the data center or a storage. Okay, we have a e-waste disposable policy through which government approved partners are selected and we do disposal. So these are the couple of initiatives what we have taken for the environment or sustainability from the IT point of view. But overall, for as an organization, we are actually focusing towards sustainability for the human mankind.
What role do you believe digitalization plays in driving sustainable practices within the IT industry? And how can CIOs leverage this technology?
Well, digitalization plays a significant role in driving sustainable practices within the IT industry.
Okay.
Okay, by enabling more efficient processes,
Hmm.
better resource management, more data-driven decision making. Okay, unless it is visible to us
Hmm.
through actual data, we won't be able to take a decision, drive it. Okay, so if you talk about the first thing, which is enhanced efficiency. Okay,
Yeah.
now CIOs can implement, or rather what we also have done, implementing automated tools
Hmm.
and AI driven tools to optimize the resource allocation and reduce energy consumption. Okay. Using digital tools to monitor and manage IT infrastructure more efficiently.
Hmm.
Okay, virtualizing the servers, at, as I said already, and also moving to cloud services to reduce the on-prem hardware need. So all these things definitely are impacting on the enhanced efficiency.
Hmm.
When we talk about improved resource management, okay, we need to use smart infrastructure, digitization of those, invest in smart building technologies, energy management system to reduce operational cost. Do we have in our offices, do we have an energy efficient BMS system? I
Hmm.
see many in offices where people leave their cabins, the lights are on, the ACs are running. Okay, can
Exactly.
we have a BMS system where the moment the person leaves, okay, the lights goes down, or the air conditioning system,
Hmm.
it actually goes into a
Yeah.
hold mode, or it switches off. If you
Yeah.
see the washrooms where actually,
Washrooms. Yeah, I was about to mention that
yeah,
I've seen
where
certain
people are not
washrooms.
there, still the fans are running or the lights are on. Okay,
Hmm.
so using predictive analytics to manage IT assets more efficiently, planning for efficient upgrades. It's not that, fine, I have a policy that I need to upgrade in 5 years. No, if my resources are working fine, if I'm able to use it properly, why not extend it? Like, okay, and reduce unnecessary
Hmm.
replacements. Okay. Now, also there are product lifecycle management which we need to take care of. Okay,
Hmm.
like implementing lifecycle management system to track and manage the environmental impact of these IT products throughout the lifespan. Okay, uh, some innovation things to be done on the sustainable technologies also. Okay, we should be as CIOs, as technology leaders, we should be abreast of the latest things which are there in the market, and to ensure that some innovation brings in. We have to bring the top management, to present to the top management. These are some of the innovations which are in the market. If you bring it, so it will be contributing definitely to the energy or to the environment sustainability, and also towards the operational cost impact for the organization. So by effectively leveraging digitalization, CIOs can drive significant improvement in sustainability. Okay, by reducing the environmental impact of IT operations, position the organization as leaders in the industry. Okay, and this is actually we also want to do this to make let people understand that where we have actually grown in the sustainability area. Okay.
So, how to balance the need for the digital transformation with the need for sustainable practices, and what trade-offs need to be made in this respect?
Yes, great question. Because one side we are saying that we need to many digital transformation projects, bring in technology, innovation. Okay, but the other side is when we do it, okay, there will be an impact on the organization. So how can we balance this digital transformation with sustainable practices? Okay, so as already I have mentioned in my earlier thoughts, like we need to set clear sustainable goals, which includes reducing energy consumption, minimizing e-waste, using renewable energy resources. Okay, we should adapt to green technologies, like invest in energy efficient technology, low power servers, advanced cooling system, renewable energy resources for data center. Okay, emphasize on more green software development, wherein the code which are getting developed will use less of compute power. Okay, optimizing the resources. Okay, using resources, for example, using cloud computing to consolidate resources to reduce the need for physical hardware on the premises, using virtualization to maximum hardware efficiency. Okay, recycle, reuse. I say that we have to opt for uh, recycle and reuse, extending the life of that particular devices, opting for modular design so that it can be easily upgraded or repaired. Okay, rather than replaced. Okay, that's how we can look into. Okay, then enhancement of the operational efficiency using digital tools to monitor and optimize resource usage, energy consumption, waste production. Okay, engage the stakeholders. It may be top management, it may be the customers, the employees, the suppliers. Everybody should be on the same platform. Okay, and promote practices that enhance sustainability. However, there's a trade-off, and how can we do it? Like the first trade-off, what I can think of is the initial cost versus long-term benefit. Because sustainable technologies and practices may have higher initial cost compared to the traditional solutions.
Exactly.
However, they often lead to long-term savings through energy efficiency and reduce waste. If I talk about performance versus efficiency, okay, some energy efficient technologies may have lower performance compared to the high power alternatives, because when we use high powered compute resources, efficiency is definitely fast. Okay, but definitely in long run we'll get the benefit through these kind of cost savings, what we can find out. Okay,
like
the
it's like
speed,
right now we're not realizing, but later on we are going to see, okay, these are the things.
and this is high time when we start, because if you see the uh, uh, if I talk about the e-waste, the impact it is creating on the environment, it is absolutely bad. In fact, in manufacturing the IT components, the heat which is generated in the earth, and the way everybody is facing, you see the environmental changes which are happening. Okay, the way if you across globally, if you see the ice which is melting because of this particular rising temperature of the earth. Okay, the ozone layer which is depleting. Okay, the water bodies which are actually depleting. Okay, definitely the population growth is contributing to that. The demand for more from the people is actually contributing to this. And if it is more, definitely the more is also on the business part. Okay, business wants more done faster, to be ahead of the competition, okay, to have a larger wallet share. And all this can be done through a high compute, a high data analytics, a high data model, okay. But at the end of the day, it is actually contributing to the earth only. Okay, how can we reduce all these things? Okay, so making digital products more accessible can sometimes lead to increased complexity also and resource consumption. Okay, so all these things are the trade-offs what we think of. Like we have a plan, means everybody has a plan, but when we actually try to implement it, there are these trade-offs like initial cost versus long-term benefit. Then you have innovation, speed versus environmental impact, scalability versus resource consumption, accessibility vis-a-vis efficiency. So these are all the facts which actually are contributing as a trade-off. They're planning to implement such initiatives for us towards sustainability. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what strategies would you suggest to implement and ensure that digitalization initiatives are accessible and inclusive for all customers, regardless of ability or social economic status?
Okay. Now, moving out of the sustainability things, if we have to ensure that all our digital initiatives are accessible and inclusive for all customer requirements, the strategic approach. The first thing what I can speak about is the design from the start. When we are designing the digital transformation project or initiative, okay, first we need to implement inclusive design principle that considers a wide range of needs and abilities from the people across all the stakeholders, okay, all the customers, all the suppliers. This includes designing user interfaces that are easy to navigate with various assistive technologies. Okay. The more easier, the more simple is the platform, the more it will be consumed. Okay. We need to regularly do testing of the accessibility side. We do testing on the load. We do testing on the bugs, but testing on the accessibility side for the user accessibility side. Also, we need to ensure that are there AI capabilities which is helping people who have disabilities. I have seen many such kind of digital projects where they are meant for blind people who are using it, because we need to bring all these people also in the mainstream. Okay, how do we use technologies so that any people from any strata can be using such kind of applications or projects? Okay, providing multiple access channels to people, okay, across diverse, across different kind of devices. Okay, ensuring that digital services and platforms are compatible with various devices. It may be the form factor side on the smartphone, tablets, low cost, old computers, how in multiple channels wise it can be accessible to people. Okay. It should also have offline functionality. Okay, like if they are people are working in an area where they have a very low bandwidth, okay, can they work offline? Can they download and work offline? Okay, designing it to be more efficient for a low bandwidth environment, because we speak that we have expanded ourselves digitally, we have grown digitally, we have 5G, but literally speaking, I've seen if I go to the C class or a D class city also in India, there are hardly mobile services where people can speak properly. Forget the data. Okay. So how can we address socio-economic barriers? Okay, providing low cost or free version of digital services to people. Okay, how can we have an ongoing evaluation and improvement, a continuous improvement on the digital projects? Okay, conduct regular accessibility audits, assessment to identify many kind of barriers. Okay, and definitely we need to be complied to the regulatory or the legal laws wherever we are working. It is that particular digital initiative is meant for working within the organization, within the country. said the country, so we should comply with the local or international laws and regulations regarding digital accessibility and inclusion. And also within the organization, we should foster a culture, that has ethical values, like bringing in the DPTP kind of a program within the organization, so that people understand that whenever I'm using, how responsible I am to be using this particular thing. Okay. So by adopting all these strategies, and definitely training people, if it is within the organization, because for people who are out of the organization, they should be provided with very easy, accessible user interface kind of a situation. But within the organization also, we can offer training, retraining programs, so they can use the digital solutions more judiciously, or with responsibility. So by adopting all these strategies, the organization definitely can ensure that their digitalization initiatives are accessible and inclusive, providing equitable access to all customers, regardless where they are. Okay, and this not only will align with ethical and legal standards, but also enhance overall user satisfaction and usage of the particular digital initiatives.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing these insights. There were certain things which I was not aware of about, the scarcity of water which is happening. And also, I'm sure that my audience must be not aware of it too. It was really having a conversation with you. And thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you guys found our discussion insightful and inspiring. Stay tuned for more exciting conversation with industry leaders. And remember to follow us for the latest updates and insight. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more insightful discussions on our channel. See you.